Hello, this is XG Commander, XGC for short, and this is, of course, Tobacco Havana in the Cypress area, Texas. Alright, I have a bit of an update on the DBL Nicaragua. By the way, for those people that don't know what the DBL cigars is, basically DBL stands for Dominican Big Leaguer. And on their website, it's spelled both ways on Leaguer. It's spelled Leager, and the other spelling on the same page on their about, it's also spelled Leaguer. So Dominican Big Leaguer. So the Dominican Big Leaguer cigar I smoked earlier is the DBL Nicaragua. So according to this, their factory is based in the Dominican Republic. But cigar has no Dominican blend in that particular DBL that I smoked earlier. And all the wrapper, binder, and filler are all Nicaraguan to summarize it. So the wrapper is a Nicaraguan Habano, and the binder is a Nicaragua CRIOLLO 98. So I'm guessing age 98. And the filler is Esteli uh, Ju- JALAPA. Oh, so there's that. Uh, Now, according to their site, the strength, according to it says 25%. Now, when I smoked it, yes, it was a mild to medium, and on the midway range, I really liked on the lighter end of medium on the midway through of the smoke. And so basically to expand on what I said earlier, when I don't have a straight cut, a V cut, or a punch, I would use my knife. Now, when using my knife, I would use as if I'm using a punch. So I would take it really slow. But with my knife, I use a V cut using my knife. So angle cut, and just from there test out the draw and very carefully uh, poke through the cigar with the tip end, very slowly, of course. But oddly enough, no issues with the draw, which is always a plus when it comes to like smoking cigars. Uh, Now I usually let it sit out 15 to 20 minutes, anyways, and that's been sitting out for at least that amount of time. So I wouldn't have issues with the draw to basically let it acclimate to room temperature. Now, I try not to watch cigar reviews, period. And when it comes to cigar aficionado magazines, the only three things I check for: wrapper, binder, and filler. Those are the only three information that I gather from the magazine, that publication. And I mean, I hate to use a reference point, but that they send me those type of magazines. Uh, just, I guess they know I'm a cigar smoker, just generally speaking. Yeah, so I may be new to the cigar business, but I'm definitely not new to the cigar world. To sum it up, basically, I have been smoking cigars for almost 20 years. And what else? Oh, my one of my friends sent me a video to watch that explaining how it could damage the cigar if I take off the band. That is, in some cases, true. But like I said earlier, if they don't overdo the adhesive on the band, um, it would slide right off like how I did it. And I didn't have any issues with cracking or anything like that, but that doesn't bother me much. Cracking on the wrapper itself doesn't affect me at all. I've, I've smoked cigars that didn't have a wrapper, and as long as your binder is holding the filler, you should be fine. Now, when you start having the bleed effect, then you might as well, throw away the cigar. It's pretty much beyond damage at that point. Bleeding effect, holes. What would cause holes on a cigar would be the beetles. Beetles is one of the number one enemies of a cigar. Beetles, and the other thing is mold. And yes, some people out there would say, "Oh, those white spots those are just plume." That is correct in that terminology, but at the same time, that's just a fancy way of saying it's the beginning of stages of mold. So when that turns into mold, where it basically gets like stale or moldy cigar, when that plume, a so-called plume, which is a white powder form, when that white powder turns into green spots, that's mold. You don't want to smoke a moldy cigar, not unless you want to have a bad stomach ache. And so, heads up, two worst enemies. Just remember that beetles and mold are the worst things you can have on a cigar. But other than that, hopefully everybody's having a good time. I know it's start for work week. It's a Monday and all, but go out there, be adventurous, and always never forget. Go out there, be blessed.